Hello, hi students. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about damped oscillations and undamped oscillations. Before going to this damped oscillation, I'll give an example. Consider a simple pendulum which is fixed to a rigid end. I am displacing the bob to its extreme position. Okay, from mean position, I am displacing the bob to its extreme position. Now, when I leave the bob from the extreme position, what will happen? This bob will oscillate with its along with mean position on either side. Okay, initially the bob reaches to its extreme position and this side, and it goes to the extreme position on the other side. After some time, instead of reaching to this extreme position, it goes to point 1 in this side. Similarly, on the other side, instead of going to this extreme position, it goes to point 1. That means after some time there's a reduction in amplitude. What does amplitude mean? Amplitude means the distance from the mean position to the extreme position of the oscillation is called as amplitude. Okay, now initially what happened, this is my extreme position. After some time, since the bob reached to point 1, so this will be my extreme position, so this distance will be my extreme position. So after some time what did we notice? We noticed that there is some decrease in amplitude. Okay, similarly after some time, instead of going to point 1 on either side, it goes to point 2, means still there is some decrement in amplitude. Okay, similarly after some time it goes to point 3, still there is some decrement in amplitude. So as time goes on, what happens? The amplitude of this oscillation slowly decreases. Such type of oscillations where the amplitude decreases with time is called as damped oscillations. Okay. Now let us see the definition for damped oscillations. The oscillations of a simple harmonic motion are said to be damped oscillation if its amplitude goes on decreasing with time. Means with respect to time, if the amplitude of the oscillation decreases, then we'll call it as damped oscillations. Now let us see the displacement time graph for the damped oscillations, or the amplitude time graph for the damped oscillations. Okay. Now initially my oscillation started from extreme position. That is my displacement is at maximum position, which is nothing but amplitude. Okay. Now when I leave the bob, what will happen? The displacement will slowly decreases. The bob will reach to mean position, and the displacement will slowly increase in the opposite direction, and it goes to the extreme position on the other side. And afterwards what will happen? Again it will goes to the mean position and again comes to other side. Okay, now here you can observe that there is some decrement in amplitude. Okay, and this oscillation repeats. Okay, as the oscillation continues, what happen? For every oscillation there will be some decrement in amplitude. Okay, and and finally what will happen? The amplitude will slowly become zero. Okay, this is how the amplitude reduces with respect to time. Okay, now let us see the reason why this amplitude is decreasing. The reason for this amplitude decrement is the medium in which the oscillations are being made. Okay, so since these oscillations are being made in viscous medium, what will happen? This medium will oppose the movement of the system, or this medium will oppose the what you call movement of the bob. Because of this opposing force, what happens? This bob or this system should do some extra work or should spend some energy. That means it has to lose its energy. Okay, it has to lose its energy. Since energy is it has to lose its energy. Since energy is reducing, what will happen? The amplitude will reduce. Okay, so amplitude will also reduce. Now let us see how the energy decreases with respect to time. Now if I take this as my time axis, that is x-axis as my time axis t, and my y-axis as my energy axis. Okay, this energy will also decrease exponentially like this. Okay, so this is how energy decreases with respect to time. Similarly, let us see how amplitude decreases with time. So if this is my amplitude, as time go if this is my amplitude, as time goes on, what will happen? This amplitude will decrease like this. Okay, now let us see the different types of dampings. Now let us see the different types of dampings. Okay, dampings are of three types. One is light damping, very heavy damping, and critical damping. Here you have to remember one point. For a given system, or for a given pendulum, or whatever it may be, for a given system, it is the medium that defines this, whether the damping is light damping or very heavy damping or critical damping. Okay, first let us come to light damping. What do you mean by light damping? Light damping is the damping in which the system oscillates and the amplitude of the what you call oscillations gradually decreases with time, and after a long time the amplitude becomes zero. Okay, or the oscillations disappear. So this is the definition for light damping. So when will you say that a damping is light damping? If the amplitude of the oscillations gradually reduces and takes a long time to disappear. So such type of damping will called as light damping. Now let us go to very heavy damping. Okay, very heavy damping is the case where the system does not oscillate and it returns to its equilibrium position very slowly. Okay, this is the case of very heavy damping. Very heavy damping is the case where the system does not oscillate but returns to its equilibrium position very slowly. Okay, critical. Next let us go to our next topic, that is critical damping. Critical damping is the case where the system does not oscillate and the system reaches it to its equilibrium position within very less time. Within very less time means in a time which is equal to 1/4 of the time period of the oscillation. Okay, such damping will called as critical damping. Okay, so when will you say that a damping as a critical damping? When the system returns as quickly as possible to its equilibrium position, means the system will return to its equilibrium position very fast without overshooting in the opposite direction. What do you mean by overshooting? Overshooting means from extreme position it will go to mean position and it won't cross the mean position. So that is called as overshooting, means not crossing the mean position is called as overshooting. So in the case of critical damping, what will happen? The system will reach to the equilibrium position very quick without overshooting in the opposite direction within a time which is equal to 1/4 of the period of free oscillation. Okay, so these are the three types of oscillations. One is light damping, very heavy damping, and other one is critical damping. Now let us see how the displacement changes for all these three dampings. Okay, now if you go to the light damping case, or the displacement sorry, the amplitude decreases like this. Okay, the amplitude decreases like this, where it takes long time for the amplitude to become zero. Okay, this is the case of light damping. But if you go to the case of next damping, that is very heavy damping, what happens? If I take this as my time axis and this as my what you call displacement axis, this as displacement axis and this as my time axis, what will happen? The displacement of the oscillations in the case of very heavy damping will vary like this with respect to time. Okay, so it takes some time and reaches to its equilibrium position. Okay, now this is the case of very heavy damping. Now if you go to the critical damping, what happens is, if I take this as my time axis and if I take this as my what you call displacement axis, okay, this is my displacement axis, this is my time axis. In the case of critical damping, what happens? The displacement will reach to its zero position, or the amplitude will reach to its zero position within very less time. Within very less time, 1 minute. Okay, what it means, I'll draw here. The displacement will reach to its equilibrium position within very less time, which is equal to 1/4 of the time period of the oscillation. Now let us see the comparison between damped oscillations and undamped oscillations. First let us go to damped oscillations. In the case of damped oscillations, it is the damping force that creates the effect, or it is the damping force that creates the difference between damped oscillation and undamped oscillations. Okay, the formula for this damping force is given by Fd is equal to minus Bv. Okay, where V is the velocity and B is a constant called as damping constant. Okay, B is a constant called as damping constant, and this damping constant purely depends upon the nature of the medium and nature of the body. Okay, now if you observe this formula, the damping force Fd is directly proportional to velocity. What does it mean? It means that if more is the velocity of the bob, or if more is the velocity of the system, more will be the damping force. Okay, that is first point. Next point is, here you have to observe this negative sign. What does this negative sign implies? This negative sign implies that this damping force is opposite to velocity. What does it mean? It means that if the body is moving towards right, the damping force will be towards left. Similarly, if the body is moving towards left, then the damping force will be towards right. Okay, so this is about damping force in the case of damped oscillation. Now let us go to the differential equation. Okay, the differential equation for the differential equation in the case of damped oscillations will be like this. That is m into d square x by dt square plus b into dx by dt plus kx is equal to 0. So this is the differential equation for damped oscillations. Now the solution for this differential equation is given by x, which is x of t, which is a function of time, is equal to a into e power minus bt by 2m into cos of omega dash t plus phi. Okay, where omega dash is the angular frequency. Now this factor, this term, that is a into e power minus bt by 2m, is called as amplitude. Here it is clear that this amplitude depends upon b, which is nothing but the nature of the medium, m, which is nothing but the mass of the system or mass of the bob, and t, which is nothing but the time spent or time went on. Okay, so amplitude, as time goes on, what will happen? There will be decrement in amplitude. Okay, that is the point you have to notice here. And as I said that omega dash is the angular frequency. The formula for this angular frequency is given by omega dash is equal to root over k by m minus b square by 4m square. Okay, so this is the formula for angular frequency. Here also you can observe that this angular frequency omega dash depends upon damping constant, that is medium. Okay, now let us see the expression for energy. The expression for energy is given by e of t, which is a function of time. That means that this energy is changing with respect to time. Okay, that is given by e of t is equal to half m omega square a square into e power minus bt by m. Okay, here also you can observe that this energy depends upon b, that is damping constant, that is medium. This energy depends upon time. This energy depends upon the mass of the system or mass of the bob. Okay, so energy changes with respect, or there will be decrement in energy with respect to time. Okay, now let us go to undamped oscillations. What do you mean by undamped oscillations? Undamped oscillations are the oscillations in which the system oscillates without any medium, means there won't be any medium. Okay, such oscillations will called as undamped oscillations. In the case of undamped oscillations, what will happen? The amplitude will be constant. Okay, so since there is no medium, what will happen? There won't be any damping force. There won't be any damping constant factor, that is b is equal to 0. That is your damping force fd will be equal to 0. Now if I substitute b here in the differential equation, then what will I get? I'll get the differential equation for undamped oscillation, that is m into d square x by dt square plus kx is equal to 0. So this is the differential equation for undamped oscillation. Okay, now the solution for this differential equation is given by x is equal to a into cos of omega t plus phi. Okay, there won't be b factor in this. Okay, and the formula for this angular frequency is given by omega is equal to, you have to substitute b is equal to 0 in this. When I substitute b is equal to 0, I'll get omega is equal to root over k by m. Okay, and if you want to get the expression for energy in the case of undamped oscillation, you have to substitute b is equal to 0 here. Then what will I get? Energy E is equal to half m omega square a square. Okay, now if you compare this damped oscillation and undamped oscillation, it is clear that in the case of undamped oscillation, the amplitude is constant. There is no time factor in the case of amplitude. Okay, whereas here you have time factor in the case of amplitude. Similarly, in the case of angular frequency, there is no damping constant. Okay, there is no b factor in the case of undamped oscillations. Okay, and there is no, in the case of energy also, there is no b factor and there is no time factor. Okay, so in the case of undamped oscillations, the amplitude remains constant, the energy remains constant with respect to time, and similarly angular frequency, in turn time period also will remain constant. Okay, that is one point. The next point is you have to observe the difference between these two, omega and omega dash. Okay, so what happens is the what you call the frequency in the case of damped oscillations, that is omega dash, will be less than omega. That is in the case of undamped oscillations. Since the frequency is less, what will happen? The time period will be more. That is, the time period in the case of damped oscillation T dash will be more compared to the time period in the case of undamped oscillations. Okay, that is, in the case of what you call damped oscillation, the system will take more time to complete one oscillation. Okay, now let us see the effect of damping on the displacement time graph, or the effect of damping on oscillations. Okay, for this I'll take one example. That is, I'm taking a simple pendulum which is fixed to a rigid end, and I am allowing this pendulum to oscillate in three different mediums: one in air medium, next in water medium, and next in oil medium. That means I am changing the damping constant. I am changing the medium means I am changing the damping constant. Okay, remember that this pendulum is being displaced by same amount, and this example will come under light damping. Okay, now if you see the effect of damping on these oscillations in the case of air medium, what happens? In the case of air medium, that is, when I made the pendulum to oscillate in air, what happens? The displacement will change like this. Okay, that is red curve, and the amplitude will slowly decrease like this, and it takes long time for the amplitude to become zero or the displacement to become zero. This is the case of oscillations of the pendulum in air. Now if we change the medium and if you go to water, and if you see the oscillations of pendulum in water, you observe this blue curve. What is happening here? Also the displacement is changing and it is becoming zero, and the amplitude is also decreasing, but the rate at which the displacement is changing and the rate at which the amplitude is changing is different. Here this amplitude is becoming zero within some little bit less time compared to our previous case. Now let us see the oscillations of the pendulum in oil. If you see the oscillations of the pendulum in oil, which is nothing but a black curve, here also the displacement is changing and the amplitude is decreasing, but the way it decrease is still fast compared to water case. Okay, that is one point you have to observe. The next point is, though I am displacing by same amount, what is happening? Because of the change in this damping constant, or because of the change in this medium, what is happening? The value of amplitude is changing. In the case of air, if I take, if this is the mean position, that is x equal to 0. If I take the case of air, this distance will be equal to amplitude, whereas in the case of water, this distance will be equal to amplitude, whereas in the case of oil, this distance will be equal to amplitude. We already know that in the case of damped oscillations, the amplitude depends upon damping constant. So changing medium means what does it mean? Changing the value of b. Changing the value of b means changing the value of amplitude. Okay, so amplitude depends upon damping constant. If you feel that this video is useful, kindly share to your friends. If you have any doubts or suggestions, you can comment me in the comment section. Do like and subscribe, because your single like and comment will encourage me for making better videos. Thank you.